I'm Captain Matt, and I'm a mangrove maniac. And we're going to show you some things about the mangroves, and we're going to tell you a little bit about the mangroves. And I'm hoping maybe just one of you is going to become a mangrove maniac too. Okay? Now, in Florida, there's only 3 types of mangroves: red, black, and white. And now, if we look over here a little bit, the trunk and roots of the red mangrove has a very reddish color. Okay? And down the path, we see the black mangrove. And the black mangrove's trunk is very blackish. Way to go, little D. Now, right up here, there's a white mangrove. And the trunk and bark of the white mangrove is very
Whitish.
Way to go, kids. Okay, you're on your way to becoming mangrove experts. And very soon a mangrove maniac. Now, a few more things that'll help you identify the mangrove trees. The red mangrove has these weird, sort of fanciful roots that you see down here, almost like a Dr. Seuss type of tree. These are called prop roots, and they help to support the tree in this often mucky sediment. Okay? Now, with the red mangrove, we also have some very interesting thing to show you here with the types of leaves that are on it. It has these very shiny, glossy green leaves, and they're often in a whorl, very close together. And on this particular one, we can see some of the seeds. Now, the mangroves, all of them, have one very special thing. This mother plant, the seeds actually germinate or start growing while they're still attached to the plant. And that's pretty special. Okay, now let me show you one. What happens, this seed, as it grows older, okay, it starts to germinate. And what we're looking at now is a little baby plant that the mangrove is just about to drop off. And what happens, okay, now we're going to do something funny here. Pretend this is still on the tree, okay? Now when it's about ready to be born, this brand new mangrove tree, this one's a little stubborn. Okay, now this is actually a baby mangrove tree. And what happens, it now falls off the tree, and it's going to drop into the water, float around, and maybe get stuck somewhere and become a whole new tree. Now let's go see. Little D, you want to try to put that in the water for us? Okay, he's going to start up a brand new tree.
Wait just a second.
Okay, ready? Let her go. Whoop. Okay, it's in there. Okay, now that will probably float upstream a little ways because the tide's coming in, and in no time it's going to become a new tree. Red mangrove, everyone knows that now. Okay, the next type of mangrove tree we're going to take a look at real quick is the black mangrove. Now, the black mangrove has a very blackish bark. Okay. Now, another thing a black mangrove way you can tell in the forest is it has these weird roots sticking straight up out of the ground, sort of like pencils. And that helps it breathe in the mud. Now, when we look at the leaves are this nice green color, but what's weird about the black mangrove is the underside of the leaf is very whitish gray. Okay, now that whitish gray comes from tiny little hairs on the underside of the leaf. Another thing you'll often see is salt crystals, often on the leaves. But we had a big rain last night, so it washed all the salt off. And that's good for the tree. It helps it get rid of some salt. Okay, what's our last mangrove we haven't talked about yet? White mangroves. Okay, which has a trunk that is very whitish. Okay, now here's some leaves of the white mangrove. You can see they come up opposite of each other, and they're sort of roundish with a dent in the top. And at the base of them, I don't know if you can see this, are 2 small glands. And they'll secrete some sugars and sometimes a little bit of salt too. And maybe these glands here that secrete the sugar attract ants. And now the ants might help the plant by keeping off insects that would otherwise eat it. Okay, I think you're well on your way to becoming mangrove experts.